South Asia, as you know, is home to over a couple of billion people, depending on how one draws the boundaries of South Asia. And the vast majority of them, certainly well over a billion, live in endemic poverty. I'm Tarun Khanna, professor at Harvard Business School and director of the university's South Asia Initiative. And I'm teaching a fabulous, exciting course that my colleagues and I have been working on for many years. It's called Contemporary South Asia: Entrepreneurial Solutions to Intractable Social and Economic Problems. Anybody who reads the newspaper these days will see that Pakistan and Afghanistan are going through a tough time. India is experiencing an economic renaissance of sort. Bhutan is pioneering gross national happiness. Sri Lanka has just emerged from a horrific ethnic problem situation. So there's a wide variety of situations that we have to grapple with. The idea of the course is to bring together an eclectic collection of students, smart students from all corners of Harvard, from the undergraduate population as well as from all the graduate schools, and get them focused in interdisciplinary teams on some of the contemporary problems that are plaguing South Asia. I think the pressing need of the day is to be clever about solving some of the most basic and elementary problems, and I'm a big believer in entrepreneurship.
My country requires 2.5 million heart surgeries a year. All the heart hospitals in the country put together perform less than 90,000 heart surgeries. What happens to the rest? They die. Essentially, we want to reduce the cost of high-tech healthcare, make it affordable to the citizens of this world.
A centerpiece of this course is the opportunity for diverse groups of students, undergraduates and grad students from all across the university to come together and have a hands-on experience, really getting an application of their academic training during the semester to problems that they identify and work on during the course of the semester. Last year, students worked on creating a market for educational loans in India and Pakistan, which has a lot of social and economic complexity associated with it, and came up with some really great ideas. Others worked on monitoring teachers. Some others worked on motivating members of parliament and government officials to do a better job. Others worked on heat-sensitive methods of distributing vaccines. Others worked on matching talent flows from relatively inaccessible parts of the country to opportunities in the economic mainstream. Last year, the Omidyar Foundation was generous enough to give us a grant that we could administer to the South Asian Initiative. And ultimately, two projects won the grant to travel to India in that case and actually see the results of their work come to some degree of fruition in a very short period of time. One of them was a project from the class which was done by some undergraduates and a graduate student from the Faculty of Arts and Sciences, and it was a team that called itself Mobilize with an exclamation mark at the end of it. And the idea was to create digital libraries for getting content out to village India, where it's very hard to get content, both for physical reasons, for informational reasons, for social and cultural reasons, for behavioral reasons. People were just both unable, unwilling to embrace technology historically. And this team of students, very motivated students, spent a lot of time in India trying to identify ways of breaking through these barriers. And the result is that they have a pilot project that shows how one might actually get digital content using tablet computers and all sorts of other devices that are now becoming very cheap to actually meaningfully affect the kinds of things that kids learn in class. So it's a very exciting project that I think will continue in the years to come. A second project was from outside the course, but very related to it. They had a team of people from the Kennedy School, from the Business School, the Engineering School, and the Medical School, and an undergraduate going to Narayan hospitals in Bangalore and working on identifying opportunities for creating low-cost devices for tertiary surgeries of all sorts. The low cost is important because it requires you to innovate in response to a constraint that doesn't exist in the United States or other wealthy countries. And that's ultimately what will be needed to make devices that can be the difference between life and death in poorer countries. The room for creativity is simply immense. As you know, the problems really are intractable in a region that has almost 2 billion people with endemic poverty. And so the opportunity and the satisfaction of doing something that's both cool, technically feasible, and can see a dramatic effect is really quite satisfying to everybody and a lot of fun.